It's nothing I've ever seen in my life. They don't look like they're solid to me. They look like a gas kind of, and the way they move is very bizarre. The ones that are moving in the trees, I mean, they're moving through branches without moving the tree or disrupting the light, which I found very, very, very odd.
It looked like somebody was bent over and had their head in the window of the deer blind. It either heard me or smelt me, and he pulled his head out of the tent and stood straight up, and that shocked me. They don't make people that big.
The way it moved, almost as if it was gliding across the beach. I've never seen anything move like that in my life. They were screaming at each other in gibberish. It sounded like a language, and they were chuntering away back and forwards, back and forwards, back and forwards. I know what a bear looks like, and there is no way on this planet that what I saw were bears.
What are you reporting?
Jesus Christ, you better...
Sir?
Zia!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Hey, this is Sherry Mack from Kansas City. Go Chiefs! You're listening to Sasquatch Chronicles, best podcast in the world.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. Got a great show planned for you. About a week ago or so, Jameis sent me this video. First, he sent me still shots of these balls of light on his stepfather's property, and then he started sending me videos. And I'm actually still waiting for a couple more videos from the guys. But tonight we'll be talking to Jameis, who is a stepson, and Jake, who is a stepfather. And Jameis said, growing up on this property, we've never seen Sasquatch, but we've always had weird UFO sightings. There's been other things on this property we've seen. And he goes, recently, these balls of light are showing up, and his dad doesn't know what they are. And when I talked to Jake, he said he has no clue what they are. He's seen them move through the trees. He's seen them in different areas on the property. And it's just really fascinating to me. It makes me wonder, what in the world are these balls of light? The daytime videos are really cool if you get a chance to check them out. I'll post all the videos underneath this episode and kind of go through them. I know you as members, you saw it last week. You saw one video last week. There's multiple videos I put underneath this episode, and I don't know. I really don't know what these lights are. Jameis also had a very strange encounter, and for you long-term members, people have been listening to the show for a long time, you guys have heard this before. And I don't know what it is that people are seeing. I'll let Jameis go into it, but it's a very bizarre sighting. And I've heard, I've actually had a couple guys on the show, mainly long haul truck drivers, that saw what Jameis saw. It's fascinating stuff. Really appreciate you being here tonight. If you've had an encounter and you'd like to be on the show, shoot me an email. My email address is wes@sasquatchchronicles.com. Let's jump into it tonight. I want to welcome Jameis to the show. Jameis, thanks for coming on.
Hey, Wes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. And, I want to thank you for sending me the videos that your stepfather shot of these balls of light showing up on his property. As I was telling you off the air, I've seen many of them, videos sent to me that show these balls of light, but it's always at night. And what's cool about your stepfather's videos is he captured them during the day. Tell me a little bit about the property. Did you actually grow up on this property?
Yeah, I grew up there. Nice open area, very nice location. So not a lot of houses near this property. So there's nothing in that location that I could say was certainly anything from a house or anything nearby at all.
Yeah, when I'm watching the videos, Jameis, you and I talked about it off the air, but in Texas they have the Marfa lights, and a lot of these videos remind me of the Marfa lights in Texas. Did you see them growing up on this property?
No, it's something recent. He's had some encounters the last couple months, but this is something that's been kind of just right in the same location within probably 50 feet of like 3 different sightings at this location that he's had. And they don't move. They just kind of come on and off. They dim out, and they'll stay dim for a few seconds, and you can kind of just barely see it, and then it kind of really brightens up. But there's multiple, at least 3 sets of lights that kind of come on and off in this one spot, and it looks like it's right in the top of the trees. It's very weird where it's kind of at.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, from the videos, it looks like they're high up and kind of at a distance, and it's a great video that your stepdad got. Let me ask you, Jameis, and I know we're going to kind of get into your strange encounter that happened to you and your wife. Before we do that, what's your take on these lights? I mean, what's kind of your gut tell you?
I really don't know. I was kind of stumped. We tried to look online and see if we could find anything similar. And I mean, I've always been a believer in UFOs and stuff, and I know you've had some people on with seeing lights in certain Sasquatch encounters, but I don't know what to make of it. They don't take off. They're just kind of sitting there. First thing I thought was like, is this like some sort of drone, or is there power equipment and somebody working? But the more we kind of watch them scrub through the video and kind of slow it and freeze frame it in certain spots, it's really weird. So I can't say extraterrestrial or anything like that. I'm really stumped. It's something that's really crazy. Where he's located, there's just nothing there. And he's had a few light encounters, but they were moving. And he has one video that I can send you where it's in the sky at night, but it's just about the same size and just kind of moving across the sky and just kind of fades off. But it's not blinking. It's solid, but it's close. It's not like the UFO encounter that I had where it was really far away, like the size of a star. But this was close. And the same type, though, like an orb type light, where it just kind of has that same type of look that these ones in that video has.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. And I'll throw up the Marfa lights on the blog if I can find it on YouTube. They remind me, what your stepdad's capturing really reminds me of those Marfa lights. And I know you had a very strange encounter, and you and I were talking about it the other day. And I remember the first time I heard this, I think the only times I've really heard this sort of encounter is from long haul truck drivers. But I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. But I've heard this now probably 8, 9 times from people, and I'm not really sure what they're running into. But if you would start from the very beginning, I know this happened in Maine. Kind of tell us what you were doing and what happened.
Yeah, so it was probably August. It was summer, probably around 10 o'clock or so. We were heading out to do some photography, and we went down this road where we go fishing. So we knew the spot where kind of overlooked this little water area, and it's a pretty cool area. So we're heading out there, and it was a nice warm night. It was kind of one of those nights where the moisture in the air is quite a bit. So the windshield was kind of fogging up, and we had to keep hitting the windshield wipers. And I kind of remember that going out there and hit this one spot where the road goes by this old cemetery. And I could see at a distance, it really just reminded me of if I was seeing like a cobweb, like stretched across the road with like dew on it. It just kind of had that